Alrighty, we are up and running. Welcome back to another session of painting. I figured I'd do this again today. We're going to get some more progress on this mage. Also, I have moved the camera and everything, so it's going to be a little bit harder to show super up close, but this should be a little bit easier to manage, I think. Obviously, we'll have to see on that front, but took longer to get started because I had just about every technical difficulty I possibly could have leading up to starting this. But here, I did bring up trying to test. Sorry for all the noise. Trying to test working on streaming from the game room, and that's part of what I was doing today. And the tests there not working super well. So gonna have to go back to the drawing board on that one. But I did bring up a couple of these other things, kind of part of what I was talking about yesterday, of some of the other things that I was working on. And again, I can't show this super close, but this tape is probably one of the first things that I base coated normally and washed and highlighted and stuff, and I think it came out all right. Mainly because I couldn't feed paint with this dude just because of the way that I went about doing the weathering, because I wanted these to be kind of dingy, dirty Stormcast. And they came out okay. I'm not thrilled with these because I feel like the aging kind of got lost in the process. I think I could probably actually, now I'm thinking about it, maybe go back with a little bit of that teal and sprinkle that in. I originally didn't do that. But I think that might actually help. I'm not a huge fan of that aesthetic, but that could help. Same thing with this, which you can't probably see it. You might be able to see it right there. The OSL, I don't do a whole lot of it, but this model, it came out almost as perfect as I could probably hope for it to come out, which is saying a lot because I really hated painting the Skaven for most of the experience until I got them done and all based up, which of course this dude is on the wrong size base because the whatever you'd want to call that suggested that there was a print wrong in the instructions was at the bottom under all the sprues, so that did not do me any good. And then this was a resin print of the season 1 Mandalorian. This was probably the first model I did where I mixed up a bunch of custom colors to try to get it as close as I could, and he came out really well. I'm actually probably going to give him the same treatment that I gave this for their helmets, just because this new silver with an oil on it is super good looking. So, but I think, sorry about that. I think first things first, because I really don't want to do it, is we're going to get some gold on this mage to get a better idea of what we're looking at, I think. Also, I think this music might be a little louder, so just let me know. Change. I'm not going to touch the sleeves just yet. I don't know. Again, I might need to look at some reference images to figure out what the hell this staff is supposed to look like, because there's clearly some magic going through it, but I can't tell what's the regular staff and what's the magic, so I might have to look into that. So yeah. Use up this gold here. I don't know, maybe that's just why people don't like using like regular metallics, is because they change so much based on how you're looking at them. So maybe people doing the like non-metallics, that's the reason why, but I don't know, like the ease of just using like proper metallics. And I have a bad habit of not wanting to try new things when it comes to painting. Like I don't want to mess up down a smidge. But yeah, I don't want to mess up, you know, the one model that I have, which I get. You could always kind of like repaint, but I don't know. I do feel like, especially depending on when you kind of have to do that step in the process, you know, you don't want to mess up the hours and hours and hours of work that you just put into it. And I know that is kind of counterproductive, because if you're not happy with it in the end, then isn't that more or less the same thing? But I understand. Still just is the way that it is, I guess. Sorry for the light flickering. Also think I am going to go back and underpaint this cape tan, just because that is kind of how it is in the box art. It is also a purple, but I think it's a brighter purple. But I do think it'll add some good contrast if I change what the cape looks like on this side of the Mini. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go with a clean, just hit the face of this lining, or if I want to try to get top side of this. I feel like I probably should try to get the top side of it. And I'm trying to be careful not to hit my stupid light. Trying not to hit this staff. Oh, hit a stab anyways, but where I hit it, there's no, you're not ever really going to be able to tell anyways. I don't think I'm going to hit the underside of that gold because you're never going to see it. Top edge isn't near as obvious. Okay. You know, maybe it's the fact that I'm not painting like these tiny little outlines like I was on the armored people, but this seems to be going on easier than that was.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Oh god, that's gonna be a pain in the butt to get to. Also help if my light would relax. Yeah, it looks like that's all kind of part of the belt, so I'm gonna leave that. Got a tiny little bit messy, but right. I feel like it's probably going to end up being more gold on the belt. And I got to try to hit a little bit on the chest piece. Almost forgot about. Seen some people paint up the Hegemony stuff in like a white and gold. That looks pretty good. I'm a sucker for white and gold, like armor and stuff like that. A little too watered down. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that. That's close enough. Alright. I am half tempted to paint the cords gold as well. But no. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and get the back of that cape base coated. Not gonna bother with the wet palette because it kind of sucks currently anyways. Wouldn't mind this being a little darker. Like a little less white. I mean, that's a bone white, I get it, but let's see where this puts us. Yeah, it's a little orangey, a little too brownish, I guess. Yeah, I'm not very good at mixing colors, but I also don't have a whole lot of colors available to me, so yeah, this is closer. Yeah, that'll work as long as I actually have enough to get me there. What's up, new? Did you get your people back in your guild? Back in all your privacy and all that good jazz. We'll break you from it one day. I don't really know how I'm going to clean up edges of this. I feel like we're still too thick. And I don't know if I want to try to mix up stuff and paint this like a normal person, or just want to try to do a wash. Cut that, I think. All right, well, we're getting there, kind of, I think. Trust the process or whatever. And my base coating doesn't ever look I painted this for yep, I have to touch that up. Damn it. I can't see. All right. Now the question is, do I try to do that again? All of this whole 2 coats rule of whoever the hell came up with that. Probably come up with for a reason, huh? Although, second code's way faster. Can be a little more lazy.
This is the way.
You know, talking about Star Wars: The Old Republic, it's kind of funny how often I see videos and stuff talking about, you know, oh, this game can be saved and here's how, and, you know, oh, this is the last straw, oh, this needs to be done, you know, all the stuff. But, you know, they're never going to do any of it for whatever reason. It's like they develop within a bubble or something. It's really weird. But, you know, date night, right? Exactly what, I mean, that's fucking content right there. I guess all jokes aside, it is kind of interesting content, just not when you don't make any other content, you know? I don't hate the concept, that's for sure. I'm not... Oh, fuck, I did paint it purple. Oh, son of a... Well, that's why they don't make any new content, because you specifically didn't go and do it. Well, guess it's just not worth the hassle for us to make it. Alright, well, there's still a little bit of brush strokes in that, but it's probably the best base coat I've done. Well, I couldn't help you there, because even if I was playing, you'd be in the same boat. Try to somehow cover up. Well, unfortunately, that is a true statement. I'm going to cover up this tan cleanly, anyways. I want to do some... Maybe I'm losing it. I just don't know how to do highlights like that, but this cape, I feel like wants more than I'm giving it. See. Ooh. Bugging me. There we go. Let's... And the easiest route would be to dry brush this a little bit. But I don't have a good purple. This is too big. Oh, fuck it. What's purple, red and blue? It's kind of weird. Can Vallejo say ultramarine blue? I feel like that's a Citadel thing, but whatever. No, maybe red and blue is... No, red and blue is definitely purple, but that is very, very faint purple. If I add white, it's going to get more kind of pastel-y. I don't know anything about colors. And maybe what I want is just a very like faint purple to hit this with. Go. This is more on the dry brush, maybe. Ugh. Not gonna say I don't see it, but I don't see it. It took off too much. Oh, this brush is falling apart.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
And I guess it is better do this lightly and kind of cover what I want. And I wish I had thought about this before doing all this other stuff. Okay, no, I'm kind of seeing it, maybe. Again, we're just gonna build this up a little at a time. You know, actually, no, maybe I don't have this plugged in. I do not. If I can get some hot glue in this thing. Kind of want to do like a lighter pass on this purple. And it's working out so far. What's a little more? probably doesn't come through with the harshness of light over this, but I think that does kind of unify everything a little bit. And I think it's kind of most obvious on a little bit of the shoulders. So that's good. I can live with that. For now, I might come back to that. Actually, should have used that purple while I had it mixed to try to clean up some of these edges. Yeah, dark purple. Let's see if we can't darken this up. Yeah, it's kind of to a gray. All right, new purple it is. Which we want more blue, or would I want to use a lighter blue? A lighter blue. It might be too light of a blue, to be honest. Honestly, I feel like it kind of put us in the same spot, which is really strange.
Like my father before me.
Like the same shade of... We can't add some red back into this. Again, don't take any color mixing advice from me, that's for sure. I will definitely just throw shit at the wall until it sticks. Yeah, I can definitely see that red, that's for sure. Gross. But it'd be darker. At this rate, I'll just stick whatever fucking color I can get to and we'll solve it later. Cover it up with something. Yeah, it's good enough. Good enough. Mixed up a paste over here. Oops. You know, this pretty dang good, actually. Yeah, you'll never even notice. I take it back. You can mix colors. Sometimes it just take the long way around. Same way in math. Again, I'm not looking for perfect on this line, or any of these lines. Kind of just want it closer, not so messy. See, like this one, really like a clean break point for me to go with. Honestly, I might leave that. Mainly wanted to clean up the tops. We'll clean up this side. Okay. Oh, does bug me only quite a bit, but I'm just gonna ignore that. Guess I also should try to hit some gold at the bottom, like a journey for another time. Now, what color wash on inside of the cape? Leaning toward this brown like I always do, but I don't know, it's always brown or black. I could go Nuln Oil, but oil over brown tan. You know, my hunch, I guess, with Nuln Oil has worked out for the most part. It'll probably be fine. I do kind of want to go brown though, because it's a brownish color. But Nuln Oil. Okay, fine. We're just trying all sorts of new stuff on this guy. That's not smart. I actually kind of want to let this dry on its back. Kind of maybe just at a slight angle. So I get a little bit more what I'm looking for. Would help if I didn't mess up this bottle. trying to get a little bit onto these bottom spots because I can't really see them. All right, we'll let that guy sit. I am thinking that seems like it was a good choice. Maybe Known Oil is a universal color. I don't know. Maybe I just need to put Known Oil on everything until I put it on everything, and then I will know. You know, magic blue feels fitting. That's what we're going to use for these little canisters. I'm kind of feeling making them like brass or wish I had brass. I've got bronze. Or bronze ends up kind of. Oh, I just don't feel like that'd be the color I'm wanting it to be. Oh, maybe this color over such a small area would work. I feel like it's too red though. Might try this. Oh yeah, that's toning it down exactly where I wanted it. It's almost like Known Oil is a popular thing for a reason. But while we let that sit, the next batch of stuff I have to paint, which I don't think will be on stream, is the Don't Look Back stuff. So this is kind of like a tabletop co-op narrative, kind of like slasher, like a 70s 80s slasher movie type of tabletop game, I guess. Which again, these models, not only were they kind of a pain in the ass to put together, they were not super clean. The killers, thankfully, were easily the cleanest. Which we went with this jumpsuit slasher, and she went with crazy farmer with a scythe. So, but thankfully the killers were the cleanest. But a lot of the, like, some of them were okay, but a lot of these guys were not great. And again, I don't really want to put like a metric shit ton of time into trying to clean these up. One, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but two, that's just not where I want to spend my time. Now, something like this guy I'll put a little bit more time into because he was a model, like a specific model that I was like really interested in painting. So all of the intricacies and whatnot, I'm a little bit more interested in, whereas with that stuff, you know, I just don't really care. I broke one of his little spikes. Whatever, it kind of helps, actually. But yeah, I wonder if I could put... I don't know if it would show up, actually. So I wonder if I could put some of this Caribbean Ocean on him and get a little bit of that weathering that I was just talking about. But while we wait for this guy to dry up a little bit, might as well check. we'll gonna let these dry. We'll see what color they end up coming out. Oh yeah, worked exactly how I wanted it. Now I was kind of tempted to go back and do a little bit of like re-highlighting with that tan, but I'm not going to. It's not, most of it settled about how I would want it to. There's a couple little spots here and there, but again, that is more than fine with me. So let's hit these canisters, get some more color on this guy. I don't know if I've ever actually used this color. I don't like that feeling. Learned my lesson with this. Ooh. Got one loose. Feels like might have got it. Oh yeah. Gotta be careful of those little bearings sticking into the top of these nozzles. You'll just blow the whole top of it off and just dump it everywhere. I haven't done that twice in any capacity. And this is a little bit of a vibrant blue, but if I need to, I can go back with a light blue and just hit over the top of these. That's not bad. I do think I am gonna go back over just the tops of these, maybe with like that sky blue, just to brighten it up a little. Although I guess it would also make sense if this was leather, wouldn't it? Just feel like it should be shiny. I guess it's holding like vials. Maybe it would just be like a leather thing. Let me actually see. Find the box art for this guy and see what he looks like. So, yeah. I think it's leather. And his belt's leather in the middle and gold on the... Well, kind of weird looking, actually. Took your dog to the vet. Everything okay? Or she's just going for, you know, have some fun. Yeah, we have to take Ahsoka in occasionally to get stuff for her ears because they get kind of crappy. Okay, well. Guess I should try to hit the top edge of this as well. Okay. And I'll just smother that with some other color.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
Invasive. Okay, let's get some brown on this guy. Which, in the brown that I use doesn't look like brown. Looks like an orange, but it's brown. This one also feels stuck. I know I do use this color a lot, so maybe it's messed up. I also need to do these guys gold. And these little buttons. And the belt trim's supposed to be kind of gold, but actually, before I do this brown, I don't need to hit a spot there back to white because I covered it. Like half tempted to hit this with like the airbrush, just to make the look a little illuminated. But I should probably know my limits, not do that. Mainly because my airbrush kind of sucks, and that is a kind of tight spot to get to. Try to get brown into this belt. Okay, we'll ping gold on that. It's gonna be a nightmare and a half. I almost wonder if I should just hit all of this with brown instead of making it clean and then hit the gold on the edges. I could just do the gold over the brown. Probably kind of be better, so I don't have to worry about trying to cover up white. And anything I don't hit will kind of just blend back in.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This back to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Star Wars one's just not doing it for me today. Okay.
Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
Tell you what, these speed paints, when they do start to dry, are a nightmare to use. It feels like you have a relatively short working window, even with them on the palette. This is going to be a disaster. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. I want to hit that with a like a bony, quirky color, maybe. also need to do his boots in the same brown. These boots are a pain in the ass to reach. A lot of this I'm just kind of painting in the dark and hoping I'm getting it where I need it to go. Can't find a way to position to see it. Again, probably not ever gonna see it anyways, other than what I can actually see in paint, so whatever. Next, unfortunately, I think is Smorgle. So let's see. It's like dried up yet? Nope. Kind of is, kind of isn't. So, I have a bunch of these cheap disposable little crappy things just for stuff like this. Clean them out later. Maybe it is just a mixing ratio thing, because this gold seems more difficult to apply than when I did it earlier. So careful earlier. Ended up just coming back painting this gold anyways. I guess I'm gonna end up painting this dude's sleeves black anyways. Just feels wrong. Oh yeah, I guess while I'm thinking about it. A little bit of gold back here, just so it's there. Even if it's not perfecto, good enough. Okay, we are getting not anywhere yet because I thought I'd do his belt, son of a bitch. I hate this gold. Actually, and it's painting tiny little lines. Gold. My depth perception kind of sucks. doing it. Kind of fuck that up. That's okay. It's on the side. Made the mistake of trying to breathe. Can't be breathing while trying to paint tiny lines. Also, especially right now, because I am kind of sick. I've got kind of shaky hands normally, so if I really can't like brace my hands in some way, it goes downhill pretty quickly. Get past all the glare, but it is a pretty clean belt outline. It's two little ones to try to do, which honestly just don't really come through the sculpt all that well, much less my ability to paint them because they're so small. But these lines, because they are so tiny, that's the thought that counts, you know. Well, let's hope that's the case anyways, because I kind of fucked that up a little bit. Couldn't see, it got a little too close, but again, because it's so tiny, kind of all gets lost in the shininess, and the brown's still there, so that's good. Cool. Now I want some bony matter just to put on top of these little bottles, which again, I don't really know if this color is even going to come through in this spot, but will help hide some of that also. A little bit of a mess. I don't think Sam knows what the meaning of alone is. I don't know why I kind of want to do his sleeves like a light blue color. And like do his cuffs in white. But I don't know why he'd be wearing like a vested jacket. We are going to give him a blue scarf, though. Oh, man. Yeah. Maybe the blue on the sleeves would be too much. I don't want to do the leather back of the book in the same brown. And then I could do the magic blue, but again, I need to. Where in this picture? No, it's kind of all just. I guess the eagle is the magical part. And there's like kind of a staff in the middle of it. So because let's do the sleeves. Go ahead and get those black. But I know I would think it would look funny if it did a different color. Because why would he wear a jacket with no sleeves? I can work on the book. Right, and I'm feeling a little blood elfy with the palette. At least, like, in my head. So I'm almost thinking that this elf should have, like, orangish, reddish hair. Orange goes with, like, the blue kind of family, I think. But I'm also thinking of white. But white doesn't ever look finished.
Yes, Mr. Frodo.
So.
It's over now.
And honestly, that kind of orangish skin tone that I'll get with the way that I've been painting this skin will work pretty well. This dude has eyebrows. That's a bridge I'm gonna have to cross that I've never really dealt with. Okay, let's go brown on the book. I think I want to go with a darker brown. That way, if I do airbrush a little bit of this blue, it'll come through. Where's this satchel brown? Let's go 2-1. A little tiny bit of medium just helps smooth out that kind of chunkiness of that color. Still kind of hit or miss on large areas, but it matters if I hit these book edges, but I had it there, might as well. I want to do a darker brown on the staff as well. I'm trying to think. If I do, it's white. What color? Do bone white. I don't know if that'd come through because this. Let's hit the tops of these little vials really quick. Vials? This paint's so liquidy. And we might do another little quick pass over that with white. That didn't quite do as much as I wanted. We'll come back to these little things on his leg. Well, at this rate, this guy is going to be probably one of my favorite models from this set. Because none of the other ones really come out the way I want it. I need a dark-ish color to contrast. I'm going to try to use this color right here. Basically, I want to just try to put some squiggles on the staff. So when I run over it with a different color, like a little bit more of a texture. I don't know. Because I want to do a darker staff color. I don't know if this is really going to work. It might be better for me just to do this and then go back over the top of it with some other color, but if this doesn't show, then you know it's not gonna hurt. This is, again, something that I have kind of tried in the past. And it kind of worked, and it kind of didn't work. I'm thinking, hopefully you'll be able to see this even just a little bit, and then I can go over it with like a bone white on top or something and get a little bit of depth. But this color that I'm using isn't quite as potent as I was kind of wanting it to be, but do some quick larger passes up here, because I think most of this would get covered with a blue from the airbrush anyways. wonder. Go one extra 2-2 on the medium. It's just a little more transparent. It looks like this is going to be too dark, but that's okay. Wasted 2 minutes on it.
There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill. In Baggin. There always will be.
Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
who above all else desire power.
over now.
There's always been a Baggins living here under the hill. In Baggin. There always will be.
Welcome to Rivendell, Frodo Baggins.
Died. I don't know how long that's been like that. I apologize because that stuff's off to my side. Try to keep an eye on it, but you know what? I'm going to call that a win. Not gonna lie. That works. Especially with that right eye, which sucks because it's the most dominant, being really weirdly sculpted in my casting or whatever. All right. This little guy.
Whom do you serve?
Get a little bit of known oil on the sleeve cuffs. Again, if I'm gonna do any airbrushing, I will not be able to see it on this wrist, but that's all right. Try not to flood some of this. A little bit of depth on this. Okay. Try to do tiny little bit of dry brushing on this blue magic. I don't like any of these. I might come back over some of this magic with an airbrush. I just don't know yet. Have to kind of play with some of those colors. do, having a little bit of extra depth here will help, I think. And as is, I think this helps. Okay. I missed part of his boot. Nope. I'm looking for. There's a tiny little spot on his boot. All right, let's see if we can't see this. Yeah. His eyes. Oh. You can kind of see. But you can kind of see that little bit of wood grain I was talking about on the staff. Kind of works pretty well. Getting washed out. All these get hit with like a matte almost, so it'll get toned down a little bit. And sometimes you have to go back and hit some of the metallic stuff. But I do wish I did that scarf red. I might still do that. But that's gonna do it for this one. I need to see about airbrushing on this dude's staff, but we'll see about that tomorrow or something, because that's gonna do it for this one. I appreciate you guys being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be live a little bit later to continue Throne and Liberty, I think. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. Adios, everybody.
The power of the dark side.